Okay, people, it's time for you to evaluate your life. I was sitting back at the beginning of the year, and I did an evaluation over my life, and I said to myself, if there was 2 things that I needed to do in my life, what would they be? That was the question that I asked myself. And I came up with 2 things, and it was simply try and trust. Meaning, I need to try new things. I need to trust God in those things. And one of those things is me making videos every day. I was very, very fearful in the beginning because I was so afraid afraid of what people would say about me, about how I looked, how I sounded. But then there was a conversation that was had from God to my husband. He spoke to my husband to get this message to me. And that was to be a motivational speaker. And whether people really know that or not, that's something that has been very easy for me to do all of my life. I've never had a problem, motivating people. I've never had a problem encouraging people. But I've always had a problem encouraging myself. So when you have gifts like that, we tend to look over those gifts because it's something that comes easy to us. We don't even look at it as a gift. We look at it as something that we just do. But for me, this is something that is major because when God spoke to my husband, he woke me up out of my sleep. And my husband didn't know at the time that I had been asking God, what is it that you want me to do? And I never could hear from God. I never did understand. He was probably speaking to me. I just wasn't in that position to hear from him. So he said, well, let me speak through your husband and see, and let you know what this is about. So when my husband woke me up, it was strange, but it was comforting all at the same time because he said, I'm going to say this one time. And when I say it, I want you to run with it. He said, God told me that you are a motivational speaker. And he said some other stuff. And at the end of that conversation, I said, I receive it. And I started listening to other motivational speakers long before this particular event. But I had kind of dropped the ball a little bit because you know how you start something and you just kind of stop because life be lifing and you just don't have time for it, or you think you don't have time for it. But I started back listening to other motivational speakers, and I've been running with it ever since. So the purpose of this video is to encourage you to try new things, or it may not even be new. Just expound on something that you're already doing. Bless somebody else with your gifts, because there are people out here in this world that need to hear from you, that are going through the same things that you're going through. It's people out here in this world that don't even know me, but they have probably experienced some of the same things or experiencing, and they need somebody's advice. They need to know how I dealt with it, because how I deal with it may help them. So I just wanted to encourage somebody to expound on your gifts, bless people with your gifts, and I promise you the return will be great.